Hello, Plano ISD community. I'm Teresa Williams, Superintendent of Plano ISD, and I want to take a moment to tell you about two upcoming elections that will shape our district for many years to come. Voters in Plano ISD have a long history of supporting schools and programs through bond elections. Our voters have approved 25 bond elections throughout the years, going all the way back to 1923. Plano ISD keeps students at the heart of our decisions while keeping the district at the forefront of innovative and creative education as we prepare students for their future. Your tax dollars support our district's mission to educate, inspire, and empower every student to activate their unique potential in a dynamic world. Serving residents across 100 square miles in the cities of Plano, Richardson, Dallas, Murphy, Allen, Parker, Garland, and Wiley, our 6,800 employees support nearly 50,000 students and our award-winning programs that are available to them. From a comprehensive selection of academic courses and electives to extra and co-curricular activities, Plano ISD is meeting the individual needs and talents of our students. To that end, the district must work to ensure that now and for years to come, our facilities and technology correspond with the type of innovative learning experiences being offered to our students. With planning for the future in mind, the Plano ISD Board of Trustees convened a 70-member Future Forward Task Force. This community advisory spent more than 5 months analyzing facility data, touring campuses, and studying cost. They were charged to bring a recommendation forward that aligned with our district's mission, vision, and our strategic pillars and beliefs. They also studied the results of a community survey and ultimately came to a consensus and presented their recommendations to the Board of Trustees. The board then voted unanimously to call for a bond election, asking voters to consider 4 separate bond propositions that would provide close to $1.5 billion towards projects allowing Plano ISD to address safety and security concerns, build, repair, and renovate facilities, refresh technology, and continue to support innovative programming. The board also called for a voter approval tax rate election, or VATER. A VATER is an election required by the state that asks voters to consider approving a modified tax rate to increase revenue for student programs as well as teacher and staff salaries. The VATER, which will appear on the November 8th ballot as Proposition A, would generate local revenues for Plano ISD to address the following: an increase in teacher pay, continuing offering innovative programs for students, maintain positions and systems that prioritize safety, security, and well-being of students, and maximize Plano ISD's maintenance and operations funding. If approved by the voters on November 8th, the net revenue will generate approximately $9 million each year. The bond begins with Proposition B, which is centered on school renovations and safety. Prop B will allow Plano ISD to update and repair existing schools, including a major renovation at Plano Senior High School, provide a new building for Haggard Middle School, build a career and technical education center comparable to what is offered in other North Texas districts, update elementary school playgrounds district-wide, renovate and address safety concerns at the Transportation Services Center, upgrade kitchens and cafeterias, and provide fine arts enhancements. Prop C focuses on instructional technology. This prop includes funds to refresh devices and other multimedia and technology resources needed for the classroom. Prop D will allow Plano ISD to construct a dedicated event center. The center would serve as a multi-use flexible space for graduations, special events, and district competitions. And finally, Prop B addresses safety and maintenance updates at Clark and Kimbrough stadiums, including security lights, fencing, restrooms, and repaving the Clark Stadium parking lot. If the VATER and all 4 bond propositions are approved by voters, Plano ISD total tax rate will be 6.1 cents lower than it was last year. Plano ISD total tax rate has dropped by 17.9 cents in 5 years due to the state's compression from House Bill 3 and Plano ISD paying down debt early.
Let's take a look at the language that you will see on the ballot when you go to cast your vote. For the Vader, the ballot language can be a little confusing. We want to show you the exact wording that is required by law. The ballot will state that the Vader raises an additional $38 million, but this does not take into account recapture. The tax rate listed on the ballot is a decrease of about 6 cents from last year's rate. Without the Vader, that decrease would be about 9 cents, a difference of about $120 a year on the average home value in Plano ISD. The additional 3 cents will generate approximately $9 million annually for Plano ISD programs and staff. The ballot for all 4 bond propositions will mention an imposition of a tax sufficient to pay the principal of and interest on the bonds. This refers to the district's interest and sinking rate, and Plano ISD can afford to pay for these bonds at the current rate. The next line on the ballot will say, "This is a property tax increase." We want to be clear that Plano ISD's tax rate will not increase as a result of this bond election. This statement is now required on all school bond ballots, whether the district can afford the new debt within their existing tax rate or not.
Bond dollars are also not affected by the state's recapture, so all bond funds are solely used for Plano ISD students and facilities. Thank you for taking the time to become an informed voter. Find more information on the website at pisd.edu/election 2022. Share this information with your friends and neighbors, and remember to cast your ballot in each of the 5 Plano ISD propositions. Early voting begins on October 24th, and Election Day is on November 8th.